Vandeham Sri Guru.
The following is a conversation with His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 22nd of February 1975 in Caracas, Venezuela.
Sri Rupam Chakrajatam.
I was explaining that a real spiritual master cannot flatter them and tell them they are God.
Yeah. Spiritual master is the servant of God. He is not God. Although he is respected like God. Sakshat hrittena samasta shastri rukta tatha bhavvataiva sadbhi. Spiritual master is described as good as God in all scriptures. And all advanced spiritualists accept this. But he is the most confidential servant of God. Because he receives respect like God, he does not think at any time that he is God. He always thinks himself as eternal servant of God. What is the difference between animal and man?
He feels that they're both animals. The difference is that one is rational and the other is not.
What is that rationality?
The ability to think, the ability to encounter different situations and solve different problems, the ability to think, to encounter different situations and solve problems, and the ability to plan for the future and memory.
So, both of them are life. What is this body?
He doesn't understand very much the meaning of the question.
Just as the animal, he is busy in maintaining the body. He wants to eat, he wants to sleep, and he wants to have sex, and he wants to defend. So man is also in need of these things. The method may be different. A dog sitting, a man sitting, the method may be different. That method is also different in different countries also. So, because the method may be different, therefore, is distinct from animal.
He's saying again that he thinks the difference between man and animal is that the man can postpone his desires or feelings or sublimate them. Then he also said that he did not come for so much for dialogue. He wanted to hear our position, but I don't know what he's saying. These questions and answers seem to disturb him.
Huh?
It seems he's a little disturbed by these questions and answers. He said that he came here, he wanted to know more or less our views on psychiatry.
Of course, I am not a psychiatrist, but what is the subject matter of psychiatrist? May I know? So far I know that when a man becomes mad, he requires consultation of a psychiatrist. Is that all right?
He says that nowadays psychiatry is not so much concerned just with crazy people, but it's just concerned with the human problems.
Yeah, that is very good. So what is the human problem in their understanding?
I think to some extent they see that when there is something wrong with the physical body, it causes a manifestation of a mental disease.
When there is something wrong in the physical body, there is mental disease. That we accept also. But the That mental disease is there basically. That he is thinking that he is body.
He says that he was speaking about an organic, for example, if someone has a tumor in their brain, it causes irritability, anxiety, suffering, so many things. They are seeing more there's some physical defect.
The physical, just like a driver of the car, and when his car is damaged, the driver becomes very sorry that my car is now broken, damaged. But is the driver, is the carriage?
Is the driver?
Is the carriage?
Ah.
Sometimes a valuable car is damaged and the proprietor or the driver, he becomes very sorry, almost abject, oh my car is lost. So this is due to his too much attraction for the car. And the machine car stops, does not mean the driver is damaged. But he thinks, now I am finished, my car is damaged. But although he is not the car, he thinks that he is damaged. So that is mental disease. He is different from the car, but he thinks that he is damaged by the damage of the car. And if he knows correctly that what is that, I will get another new car, what is the cause of suffering? The driver is not the car, but on account of his too much absorption, identifying the car with him, he suffers. So if the psychiatrist informs him that why you are sorry, you are not the car, then he is cured. So the modern civilization defect is that he is not this body, but he does not know it. Therefore, in the Vedic literature it is said, Jasatu buddhi punapeti dhatuke. Anyone is identifying himself with this body which is made of material element. Jasatu buddhi punapeti dhatuke sadhik kalatradishu. And in bodily relationship, he is thinking his family, his protector, his nation, his protector. In this way, one who leads is no better than the enemy. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, we found out this verse, asacyan anusuchastam pragyavadang sohasas.
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Asochanam vasochastam pragyavaram cha bhashase gatasun agatasun chanan usochanti pandita.
So, this verse says that you are speaking like a learned man, Arjuna, you are just Arjuna. But you are not a very learned man because you are considering of the body. Just like the proprietor of the car, the driver, while the car is going on nicely, or car is stopped, no more working, he is disinterested, that he knows very well that I am not this car. Therefore it is said, gatasam agatasam so nam suchanti pandita. Anyone who is actually learned, he does not consider very seriously about the body, either it is dead or alive. So basically, we are all, every one of us, we are spirit soul. The body is just like a machine, we have got it. But we are taking of the machine very much, not for ourselves. Whole world is taking care of the body but not of the driver of the body, the spirit soul. Everyone is thinking, I am this body, and because this body is born in America, I am American, and because the body is white, therefore I am white or black. In this way, everyone is identifying with the body. Nobody is identifying with the spirit soul. That is the basic disease of the human society.
He says that he has no objection philosophically to this position, and he understands our examples very well.
This is not philosophy, of course. Philosophy is the science of science. This is scientifically true that we are not this body.
I'll tell you what else he said. He said that even though we may not be this body, even though we should be looking for God, still, for example, he as a doctor, if a patient comes to him and has, for example, say some disease, he can within 24 hours cure the disease and stop the person's suffering. And he feels that even though we may be looking for God, that does not mean that he should let someone go on suffering if he can very easily stop their suffering.
It is not, I am talking of God. I am talking of the constitutional position of the living being. That is science. So, just like the same example, the driver is different from the car. But when there is some defect in the car, we are not advising that don't take care of the car. But if we simply take care of the car and don't take care of the driver, that is the basic mistake of the civilization.
He's saying because this body can be used for intellectual advancement, therefore he's saying that sometimes he thinks people become so much concerned with intellectual things that they neglect their body.
It is not, it is beyond intellectual. The intellect also belongs to the body. But understanding of the soul is beyond intellectual.
He says that he has come with the idea that in order to pursue the philosophy, whatever philosophy we have, that the body must be in the best possible condition.
That I have already said, that the driver is different from the car. But if you simply take care of the car, not of the driver, is that very good intelligence?
He agrees with that one should keep the body in the best condition in order to try to advance in life as far as possible according to intelligence.
Unless you take care of the driver, the car cannot run.
Yes, as I explained, he also believes in the spiritual advancement, but he feels that the body must be kept in the best possible condition.
That we also say. We never say. I have already given the example that the driver is different from the car. But if you simply take care of the car and do not take care of the driver, is that very good intelligence?
So he agrees with them.
So the driver is not in order. He may create disaster at any moment. So the insanity is not of the car, but the insanity is of the driver. So when we feel problems of the humanity, it means the insanity of the soul, not of the body.
Por eso cuando sentimos problemas en la sociedad humana, eso significa que es la locura del alma, no del cuerpo.
And because the driver or the soul is not taken care of, therefore so many problems are coming in the body. Just like if one man takes care of hygienic principle, his bodily ailments are less. Similarly, if the driver is kept in proper sanity, then there will be no accidents in the car. Another example, just like the bird in the cage. If we take care of the cage only and do not supply any food to the bird, it will cry. So, the problem is, if we don't take care of the driver or the bird in the cage, the human problems will not diminish, it will increase. So keeping the car in good order does not mean taking care of the driver. And if you don't take care of the driver, the disasters of the car will increase. So what is the program of taking care of the driver? Actually, they do not know what is the driver and what to speak of taking care of it. This is the problem, real problem. Do you think it is all right or not?
He's saying that these points are actually common to many different philosophies, and he feels there are many different ways and many different philosophies for passing our time in this temporary life.
So he is interested only on the temporary life. Never mind, there may be disaster.
As a doctor, he says he's naturally interested in this life and the problems of the body, but he also feels that a human being should follow whatever philosophy he chooses in order to achieve what one may call the spiritual world or eternal happiness.
That it is something like that the motor mechanic is interested with the motor car, but he is not interested with the welfare of the driver. But the fact is, if the driver is not in order, the car will not go. It may be well equipped, well engined, well oiled, but if the driver is defective, it will create another disaster.
He feels that you don't understand what he's saying, that actually he does not feel that we should dedicate ourselves exclusively to the body.
I don't say exclusively. I say the first care should be taken of the driver, and taking care of the car is secondary. So, why you do not take care of the dead body?
¿Por qué usted no cuida el cuerpo muerto?
Because the driver is gone. Then who is important, the car or the driver? So that is the defect of the modern civilization. They don't take care of the driver. He is taking care of the car. So you said that what is the problems of human society. This is the root cause of the problems, that we are not taking care of the driver. We are simply taking care of the car. But if we take care of the driver knows how to take care of the car.
He's saying that while we are living within this body, we cannot separate the body and the soul.
That we have already said. There is no question about it. That the driver is there, the car is there. So we must take care of the car. But the first treatment or first care is for the driver. Just like dead body. Everything is there, present. The machine is there. Now, somehow or other, you again drive it. Why you cannot drive it?
He said that he says the body cannot be driven because the spirit is gone, and that he admits that
the driver is gone. So who is important? The body or the driver?
Both, he says, are important.
Both is there, but who is more, comparatively, who is more important?
Spirit.
So that is the defect. That the modern civilization, they are not taking care of the spirit soul. They are simply taking care of the machine body. Therefore, the problems are there.
Por eso hay problemas.
You ask how to solve the problem. The problems are there on account of this. That they are not taking care of the driver, they are simply taking care of the machine body. So if you take care of the driver, then he will remain sane, he will drive nicely, the body will not be disastrous, he will live peacefully. This is the problem. If the driver is careful, then he will not require very frequently the mechanical engineer for the car. He keeps the machine in order. If he keeps himself sane, then he keeps the machine also order.
Yeah, that's what he said at the beginning.
Huh?
He said this is what he said.
So what is your program to take care of the driver?
He feels that there are different philosophies and different methods.
That's all right. There are different medical diagnosis. But the urgent case is cure the driver and then car will go on nicely. Unfortunately, the modern civilization, they do not know what is the driver and how he will keep him sane. He does not know what is the driver. He thinks the car is automatically going on, just like child. The child sees the car is going automatically. But that's not a fact, there is a driver. If our vision is childish, how we can solve the problems of life? I talked with big professor. Kotovsky in Moscow, he said there is no driver. This is a big professor, and he's teaching others. So if the leading man of the world, they think there is no driver, the body is automatically going, then what is the fate of the civilization? So how the human civilization can be without problems? The leaders are rascals. How you can expect that it will go on without problems?
He says that the spirit is also extremely important for the following reason. He feels that the human being needs to have problems and fight for something. The example he gave was in the Scandinavian problems. The Scandinavian countries, they've practically solved all material problems. They have, so many social security and this and that, and there are practically no material problems, but they have the highest suicide rate in the world.
Yes, exactly. So where is the institution, university, for educating people of the spirit, soul? Where is it? Therefore the whole civilization is going in the wrong way.
He feels there are some people, for example, who are teaching the right thing. There are missionaries who go to the Amazon jungles and also to Africa to teach. And he feels they are offering.
We find the great cities are great jungles. A great city is a great forest. Let her come forward.
She said that you have repeatedly talked about those things which are wrong with society. So she would like to know exactly what you mean by modern society, exactly what you feel are the problems with the society.
The modern society is not taking care of the driver, they are taking care of the car. This is the defect.
Also, she would like to know what other societies there have been in history which did not have these problems.
The problem is that in the material world, this problem is always there. Sometimes it is more, sometimes it is less. Material world means ignorance of the driver. That ignorance is sometimes very big and sometimes it is less. But the ignorance is there.
She said, in other words, it's not a problem simply of the modern society, but a problem of man. And then also she said, she keeps saying, what are more specifically, what are the problems and how can we solve the problems?
The real problem is that the human being, I'm speaking only of human being, not of the animals, because the animals, they do not know what is the problem, neither they can solve it. It is not possible. In the human form of body, there is possibility of making a solution of this problem. Therefore, in the human society, along with other educational department, there should be an educational department to understand what is soul, what it is nature, how it is working, what is the future, where from it is coming, so many things there. But there is no education. But this prime factor, the driver, there is no education.
She feels that your affirmation is somewhat radical because she feels there are many groups and organizations of religion and philosophy and so on that are dealing with these matters.
And why there is no solution?
And
why there is no solution?
That therefore she's asking you, what is the solution?
Yeah, that solution we are preaching, we are trying to preach. At least one section of people should know the science of the soul. That is Krishna consciousness movement. Just like medical necessity is there, does not mean that everyone should become medical man. Similarly, the science of soul is necessity. It does not mean that everyone will be the transcendentalist or the scientist about soul. But at least one section of people must be there who knows perfectly well about the science of soul. As much as there is medical man, he knows perfectly well what is psychology, what is physiology, anatomy. There is engineer, he knows how to construct. Similarly, a section must be there who knows perfectly well about the science of soul. So as there is need of medical man, engineer, or lawyers or other Similarly, there is need of one section of expert who knows the science of soul. The medical man, the engineer, the archaeologist or this or that, they are all meant for the body. Similarly, there must be one expert section who are meant for the soul. But all the universities, they have got these departments, medical department, engineering department, law department, but there is no department which is teaching perfectly well about the science of soul.
See, she said that she has studied. For example, she's not sure because she herself has, for example, studied 2 years in theology when she was a student.
Theology is different, not very much different, but the modern so-called theology, that is also different speculation. That is not science. There are different theologists. Science cannot be differently opinion. 2 plus 2 is science. It is always 4. Nobody can say that in my opinion it is 5. In my opinion it is 3. That is not science. That is speculation.
She would like to know, nice question, she would like to know what would be the characteristics of this Brahminical class, how would they be selected and what are their qualities and so on?
They find out this. Sattva, samodha, titiksha, arjava, astikam, dhyanam, vijnanam, brahma karma sabhava.
Samodhama stapak socham shantirarjavameva cha jnanam vijnanam astikyam brahma karma subhavajam.
A Brahmana means one who knows Brahma.
Brahma significa el que sabe Brahma.
The soul. This qualification required. Just like to become a lawyer. To become lawyer, one must be graduate. Similarly, one must have first of all be trained up as Brahmana. Then he can understand what is God, what is soul. So there is no such training college. Therefore they cannot understand what is God, what is soul.